England drew 0-0 with Scotland yesterday, and it's all to play for in that group after Croatia and Czech Republic also drew 1-1. Two teams are on 4 points, and the other two teams are on 1 point. So the next match day three, will determine who goes through from that group. Once again, Gareth Southgate started with Sterling, Mount and Foden, Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice as the two central midfielders. Although I don't have a problem with Rice and Phillips in the midfield, probably Mount should be moved into that midfield slot, and Grealish should be starting actually in place of Sterling. Phillips and Rice is still fine, but Jack Grealish has to be starting in this team for sure. Marcus Rashford is on the bench, and Chilwell was again on the bench, but he wasn't started. Luke Shaw was given preference. So, and Jadon Sancho is another player who's not been given a chance. So it was surprising to see Harry Kane and Phil Foden both being subbed off in the second half when England needed a goal. Foden was subbed off in the 63rd minute, and Jack Grealish was finally brought on. Grealish gave a few glimpses of his talent, but it wasn't enough time to unlock the Scottish defence, who, let's give them credit, who played really well on the night. Harry Kane was again ineffective because of the lack of service that he's been getting. So Kane likes to drift in, as has already been discussed. He likes to drift into the number 10 role, and there are too many number 10 players in this English team to really flourish. I need a guy who's an out and out striker, and maybe the case for Dominic Calvert-Lewin is getting stronger by the day, and England should start with two strikers up front with a 4-2-2-2 formation. Two players out wide could be Sancho and Grealish, with Foden missing out, or Foden could be given. Either one of Foden or Sancho can actually be started, because both are exceptionally good players and both of them can do well in this squad. Today, a big game is coming up: Germany versus Portugal. It looks like Portugal are favourites in this one, but Germany want to push over here. It's two big teams. Portugal started off with a win in the first game, whereas Germany had to suffer a loss. So if they lose again to Portugal today, then they'll be out of the tournament most likely, unless they win their remaining fixture against Hungary and then finish as one of the best third place teams in the cup. So it's all to play for in this group as well. France will take on Hungary. France look like very big favourites in that game. The world champions have a lot of firepower, but they also did not fire in the first game. Benzema, Mbappe and Griezmann will take some time. Giroud and the other two had formed a good partnership up front, but now it's going to take some time for them to gel together. Portugal are starting with Rui Patricio at the back. This is a probable lineup, with Nelson Semedo on the right, Rafael Guerreiro, the goal scorer, the guy who got the opening goal in the Hungary game, on the left. Ruben Dias and Pepe are the two walls in the centre of defence. Last game, both William Carvalho and Danilo Pereira were played. In this game, we might see Renato Sanchez and Danilo being played, but it's more likely that he will go with a two-man defensive midfield, and Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Jota, Cristiano Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva, the four attacking players. It's easy to say that this is Cristiano Ronaldo's team, he's the player everything goes to, but Bruno Fernandes has also been in great form, and there is a case for him to be the guy in this team, the main player in this team, because of his form throughout the season with Manchester United. He had a very good season, and it looks like Fernandes will have more and more of an impact on this team as the tournament will go on, and Cristiano Ronaldo might defer to him as the tournament progresses. Diogo Jota did not look that effective. His role in this team does look under some sort of scrutiny, and maybe Joao Felix will get a look in at some point in this tournament. Bernardo Silva for now looks like he's rest assured. He's assured of a starting spot in the team. Ronaldo should focus mainly. He was playing mostly on the left in the last game, but he should focus and that is very short. But the supply line, the supply to the striker was very minimal, and even if there was the supply line, Diego Jota was not finishing it off well enough. So Portugal really need a better striker to supplement their attacking players. So it'll be interesting to see that who the coach picks, Fernando Santos picks, and what Portugal are going to go through with. Coming on to Germany, they are expected to start with Neuer in goal. Neuer has been in great form. Emre Can, Mats Hummels, and Rudiger as the as the three centre backs. The four-man midfield of Kroos, Goretzka, Kimmich, and Gosens. Kroos is the main player in this team, but as we all know, Goretzka and Kimmich have also had wonderful seasons. So Germany are very strong in that midfield because all three players, along with Robin Gosens, but especially the three Kimmich, Goretzka, and Kroos, the three Bayern Munich linked players, ex-Bayern Munich, Toni Kroos, and the two current Bayern Munich players, Kimmich and Goretzka, are exceptionally good. Kroos has the ability to control the game with his short passing, with his ball control, and it's difficult to first of all it's difficult to dispossess him, and secondly he finds those little passes. He can find the long pass, he can find the short pass, he controls the tempo of the game, which is very crucial in such matches. And for any football match, controlling the tempo of the game is very crucial. We have seen earlier a lot of players who have played with him saying that we play according to how Toni Kroos sets the tempo of the game. Goretzka is more in the box to box role. He will try to get forward, get the goal, he will run back, he will get the interceptions done. Kroos will also get the interceptions done. Kimmich is also good with interceptions, so they're good defensively in that midfield area, and they're good offensively. Kimmich has the ability to get the crosses and to get the passes in. So it's a good Germany team, but Portugal seem to be just a little too strong because of that attack, because of Bruno Fernandes, and because of Cristiano Ronaldo. So I expect Portugal to win it 2-1, but nobody can underestimate the Germans, this German squad, especially with the midfield and with Leroy Sané and Thomas Müller up front.